This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
You know, people don't understand. I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. I'm a very intelligent person.
President Trump showing us his humble side by reminding us how educated he is. Yet another Republican senator announces he can't take it anymore. It is never a dull week in Washington. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohen, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. We'll have more on the week in Washington in a moment, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. A sexual assault, a gun on a school bus. Tensions are running high at schools on the Suncoast lately, and that might explain extra police at Sarasota High School today after a student received a suspicious message on Snapchat and immediately reported it to faculty. Police determined it wasn't a credible threat, but given recent events, security was beefed up.
Yeah. So we felt like getting that message out, even though it was late last night, was important to let the community know that we take these types of threats seriously, no matter where they came from or where they originated. And we're just thankful that that particular student did the right thing and let their teachers know what was going on.
The Sarasota High School campus will be back to normal on Monday. Hundreds of local folks planning their dream vacations are out of luck and out of money. Legendary Journeys Travel Agency has closed all 9 locations across Florida. The company's president says a combination of employee theft, hurricanes, and the travel advisory recommending no American travel to Cuba has forced him to close his business. He is promising to sell his assets to pay back customers before the end of the year. Florida may be facing a budget shortfall because of the costs from Hurricane Irma, but House Speaker Richard Corcoran says he is opposed to dipping into reserves to balance the 2018 and 2019 budgets. Corcoran says the Republican-led House campaigned being fiscally conservative, and Corcoran says the state's level of reserves are at a minimum and not something he would support tapping into. He feels dipping into reserves could affect the state's bond rating, which could increase borrowing costs.
We've gone out there and we've said that we are going to govern exactly how we campaigned. There'll be no misrepresentation. What you see is what you get. We are conservatives, and we are the conservatives that are leading the chamber as a majority party.
Governor Rick Scott is expected to propose a budget in the coming weeks, with the House and Senate negotiating a final spending plan during the session that starts in January. If you still want to apply for federal disaster assistance for Hurricane Irma, you've got less than a month to do so. The assistance may cover temporary housing, essential home repairs, and serious disaster-related needs not covered by insurance. Disaster assistance is available to households in the 48 disaster-designated counties with storm-related damages. The quickest way to apply for federal assistance is online at www.disasterassistance.gov. The deadline is November 24th. And with only a few weeks left in the regular season for high school football, we are now getting a clearer picture of which teams will make the postseason. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo has more.
Well, Alan, our game of the week, the Palmetto Tigers taking on the Venice Indians. At this point, the Indians have the top playoff seed in the region. If they can win tonight, they'll clinch the district title. Now, Venice's only loss came to IMG Blue. Remember, IMG Blue is ranked top 5 in the country. But keep in mind, the Indians are undefeated in district play and have proven to be the best in the area. And a big part of that is the connection between Bryce Carpenter, who's the quarterback, and Javon Hiley, the wide receiver. Carpenter has thrown 25 touchdown passes, 20 of them to Hiley. We mentioned last week on Football Friday Night that Hiley has more than 1,100 receiving yards thus far, a school record for the Indians. As for Palmetto, they're in the playoff hunt as well. Remember, whether the Tigers win or lose, they'll receive points. Anthony Marino under center, running a pro-style offense with receiver Jason Spicer and running back Elijah Davis. This kid running for more than 100 yards last week with a touchdown. Now, the Riverview Rams have clinched a district championship and will be a top 4 seed going into the postseason. The Manatee Hurricanes, the Braden River Pirates, and the Port Charlotte Pirates all looking to get into the postseason. Alan, back to you.
Dwayne, thank you. It is always interesting Friday nights in Lakewood Ranch, and this evening the Halloween Boo Fest is going on. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is there with his scary forecast. Bob?
Rob Marciano with us. We'll be watching you this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that are scared. Here, get a look at these kids right here. They're all dressed up. And what is your name, Jordan?
Jordan.
Jordan, you got Julia. You're looking very good, like a princess.
I'm Elsa.
All right, that looks cute. Very good. Now I got another witch. What's your name?
Maya.
Are you guys having a great time tonight?
Yes.
You guys getting some good candy?
Yes.
All right, this is what it's all about. A mass of humanity. I love your costumes, guys. Keep up the good work, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for talking to us here, okay, Julia? All right, you have a good time. Aren't they cute? I'll tell you, there's so many great costumes here. It's unbelievable. Look at the massive people here. You wouldn't believe it. Thousands of people here at Main Street. Let's get to the maps and show you what's happening. We do have a tropical system right now. It's a tropical potential storm. It looks like it will become a storm. Its name would be, again, Philippe. It's going to head off to the northeast, though, so it should not be a problem for us here as it stays well to our south. There is a cold front, though, that's coming down that could give us a chance for a few showers on in through late Saturday. We'll have much more on that coming up a little bit later, Alan. So things are going on pretty good here. This is a huge event tonight. It's bigger than Music on Main, I'll tell you that. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Bob. Take off your mask. Oh. Still to come, good defense. Offense is the best defense. President Trump says it was Hillary colluding with Russia, not him.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
We asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are the #1 priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number.
Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Switch today. It's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Call 1-800-368-8758. Go online or visit a Target store today.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
This week in Washington had a little of just about everything. President Trump feeling compelled to tell us how intelligent he is. 2 Republican senators saying that they're concerned he has access to the nuclear codes, and the war words over who was colluding with Russia. CNN's Sarah Murray has the latest.
President Trump weighing in on a Justice Department investigation.
I think the uranium sale to Russia and the way it was done, so underhanded, with tremendous amounts of money being passed, I actually think that's Watergate modern age.
And raising questions about his interventionist approach to judicial matters. Sources tell CNN that Trump made it clear he wanted a gag order lifted so a key undercover informant in an FBI investigation could speak to Congress. The probe was looking into Russian efforts to gain influence in the uranium industry in the U.S. under the Obama administration. Trump's allies are coming to his defense, insisting the president was well within his rights.
It is not unusual for a president to weigh in. He believes, as many others do, frankly, that the FBI informant should be free to say what he knows. But this was made, let me repeat, the Judiciary Chairman in the United States Senate, Chuck Grassley, made this request to the Justice Department last week.
Grassley, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, sent a letter to the Justice Department last week asking the agency to lift the non-disclosure agreement that was preventing the informant from speaking to Congress. But Trump's comments on the uranium issue raise the question of whether he's truly looking for transparency or simply looking to draw attention away from other Russia-related matters, like investigations into potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia in 2016.
They made up the whole Russia hoax. Now it's turning out that the hoax is turned around, and you look at what's happened with Russia, and you look at the uranium deal, and you look at the fake dossier, so that's all turned around.
Trump's remarks in spite of the fact that even his top national security officials agree Russia tried to interfere in the U.S. election. Today, Trump once again denounced the Russia probes, tweeting, "It is now commonly agreed, after many months of costly looking, that there was no collusion between Russia and Trump, was collusion with HC." But there is no common consensus on whether collusion occurred. Neither GOP-controlled congressional committees nor the special counsel overseeing the Russia probe have reached a determination. The uranium issue is merely the president's latest foray into judicial matters. He has called on his attorney general, Jeff Sessions, to crack down on leaks.
I want the attorney general to be much tougher on the leaks from intelligence agencies.
The chairman of the Sarasota Republican Party, a top Democrat, and two of the best political reporters in the entire region when we convene at the Trapezoid.
If you have Medicare, I have three things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money, even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Attention! If you had surgery to repair a hernia, listen closely. Ethicon has recalled its PhysioMesh flexible composite mesh after 2 studies showed higher rates of hernias reopening and additional surgeries compared to other meshes. This product may cause severe health problems, including pain, swelling, bowel obstructions, infections, mesh failure, hernia recurrence, and other health issues. If you or a loved one had hernia repair surgery in 2006 or later and suffered complications that required additional surgery, you may be entitled to compensation. Even if you're unsure if PhysioMesh or another brand was used in your surgery, you may still be eligible for compensation.
Call Sokolov Law now at 1-800-273-7215 for a free legal consultation. That's 1-800-273-7215. Again, that's 1-800-273-7215. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Welcome back. What a surreal week. Think about it. How often have you seen a president proclaim, quote, "I am a very intelligent person"? Of course, that came just 2 days after 2 senators from his own party who he'll need to pass anything questioned just that. Listen to Republican Jeff Flake saying, quote, "We must never regard as normal the personal attacks, flagrant disregard for truth or decency, having nothing to do with whatsoever with the fortunes of the people that we all have been elected to serve." Surreal? We haven't even just talked about the JFK files, but let's talk about the fortunes of with the president. And joining us for more is State Representative Joe Gruters, the chairman of the Sarasota County Republican Party, former State Representative Keith Fitzgerald, Zach Anderson, political editor for the Herald Tribune, and Wendy March, political correspondent for the Tampa Bay Times. And I want to start with tax reform, and I'm going to aim this at you, Joe, because not only are you a state rep, chairman of the Sarasota GOP, but you're also a CPA. And when you hear early reports that the House tax plan is going to include putting caps on people's non-taxable contributions to their 401ks and also certain manipulations in terms of deductions of federal and state taxes, including mortgage, that will sound to a lot of your own customers and clients and the people who are watching this right now as some sort of war on the middle class.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, the tax plan, if we could pass it, will do wonders for the American economy. Will continue to get people back to work. But you're right. Anytime anybody is trying to change the tax code, it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat president or a Republican president, they're going to face many obstacles, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to close all these loopholes that have been created throughout the years in order to try to give additional benefits to one new group. And so as a result, what you're seeing is there's a lot of people that don't want some of these the deductions that have been in place for a long time. And yes, as a CPA, some of these plans could take away a lot of our business. But after talking with a lot of CPAs from a lot of different firms, a lot of people aren't really overly concerned about the whole system being revamped.
Well, anybody with a 401k would be. I mean, why would you mess around with the tool that is the chief tool for middle-income Americans to save for retirement?
And I agree with you. And I think Donald Trump has come out and said that the 401k, he's going to take that off the table. And I think the end plan, what you're going to see at the end of the day, may be vastly different. And I think what you're going to do is, I think we'll see the child tax credit be increased. I think you'll see 1 or 2 other changes. I don't think you'll see an entirely new tax code or tax system. But I expect the minor changes, but changes that will continue to drive the economy forward, put people to work, and help the middle class.
Keith?
Well, listen, I would love to see a tax plan that cleared out the underbrush of the thousands and thousands of special deals for particular businesses, particular clients, and so forth. It's really ridiculous. But there's something really wrong about a tax plan that will transfer wealth to the top 1% while making it hard for working stiffs like me to save for retirement by taking away our ability to build up our 401ks. That's just not going to swim. And I think that it may well change before it's done. I think everybody across the boards for simplification. But this is if it passed in this form, would be one of the biggest transfers of wealth from the working class and middle class to the richest people in the history of the United States.
Zach, what are the political implications here on the Suncoast? Because we have a great many very wealthy residents, but we also have a lot of working class stiffs like Keith over here. People here messing around with the 401k. Is that going to affect, in the end, the way anyone votes?
It certainly could. You know, tax reform is sort of the holy grail for Republicans. They've been wanting to do this since Reagan. And there is a big potential political upside for them, but there are also political pitfalls. And you mentioned one of them, you know, this 401k issue. Capping 401ks might not play well with middle-class voters. There's also been talk about SALT, state and local tax deductions, which mostly affect more liberal, high-tax states, but also would affect Florida residents as well. And it's unclear how those would play with voters. I think Republicans are gambling that, you know, they need to do something, and also that tax reform, whatever they pass, people are just going to be happy that they cut their taxes, and that's going to help come election time.
Wendy, I wanted to get you in here during this break. We have a number of incumbents on the Suncoast and throughout the entire Tampa Bay area. Do you think this issue alone, tax reform, is going to change any votes?
Well, It could if something like the 401k cuts passed. But I got to agree with Joe. There's no way in the world that anything like that is ever going to fly. The howl of outrage from vast majority of people would be deafening. Wall Street obviously opposes it too. So yes, that could, but I don't think that's going to happen. Donald Trump initially said absolutely no way. Then 2 days later he backed off and said, well, maybe. But still and all, that will not pass. It'll become, assuming that something like a transfer of wealth from the working class to the wealthy actually takes place. It'll be a campaign issue. Democrats will harp on it in ads in 2018, but I don't know how many votes it'll change.
All right, we are just getting warmed up, and we'll have much more on the Week in Washington right after we check the First Alert weather. Stay with us.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Players Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
Lakewood Ranch is holding its annual Boo Fest tonight, and for the latest on our forecast is Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
I'll tell you, you just missed a great performance, Alan. This is unbelievable out here at Lakewood Ranch at Boo Fest 2017. Jackie Velazquez now joining us. Jackie, a great dance performance. So who do we have behind us?
These are my dancers at Reflex Arts Dance. We are located on the corner of University Parkway and Lockwood Ridge. In the Detweiler's Plaza.
Okay, and so they have performed a couple of different songs here, obviously. They're having a great time. Everyone's having a great time out here
Yes,
today.
we are. Yes, we are. We love this event. We come every year.
You know, Michael Jackson performed this morning.
Yes, we had our Thriller going on.
Well, I thank you for your time and great performance out there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so anyway, here's the maps. Get a look at the potential storm that we have right now. It's heading off to the northeast, so it's going to miss our area. So it's not going to have a big impact on us, but it will in Cuba where there are tropical storm warnings up, and also, and now into the Bahamas. There are no warnings up now for Florida at this point. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. It looks like, again, it's going to stay well to our south and east as expected. Now, as far as we're concerned, we're looking at great weather here right now. We have a beautiful night, and there are thousands of kids here. Great family night here. Anywhere outdoors, a football Friday night. It has been fantastic. And it will stay that way too through the overnight. We will see an increase in clouds beginning tomorrow as a result of some moisture moving in from the southeast, but a beautiful sunset tonight, as you see right there from the Van Wezel webcam. Well, the temperatures are a little bit warmer tonight than they have been over the past couple of nights, but still pretty mild in terms of the dew point temperature. And we are anticipating lows tonight to be close to seasonal averages. The average low for this time of year right around 64 degrees or so, right now into the mid-70s to low 70s. Dew point temperatures are into the mid-50s here, and yesterday they were into the low 40s. So you get the picture, a little bit warmer tonight, but not to worry. If you like the cold weather, or at least cooler weather, it's going to be back with us as early as Sunday afternoon. Now, lows tonight will be generally, as I said, in the mid-60s to lower 60s. We're expecting maybe some upper 50s well east of the interstate, but not much going on here in terms of any big chill tonight. We will see that, especially Sunday night and Monday morning. And it looks like we will see the possibility of, again, no threat of any rainfall here overnight, but we will see some showers tomorrow night. So it'll be a different picture as far as that goes. We are anticipating, again, a little bit better chance for some showers and storms late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Well, let's get to the maps and show you what's happening for boaters tomorrow. It looks like this. Seas will be, again, less than 4 feet. They'll be 2 to 3 feet with a light to moderate chop. Here's the 7-day forecast. You can see a slight chance for a few showers on into tomorrow afternoon and evening. A better chance for scattered storms late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And cooler weather for again, Halloween, looking pretty good. Hey, look at this. Here we got all these kids dressed up right here. You guys having a great time tonight? We got Grant in the house. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
Good.
You having a good time? Oh, it's Batman.
A good guy.
I am Batman. No, he is Batman. All right, there you go. Back to you guys. Alan having a great time here. Alan will be right back after this.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-855-395-9803. That's 1-855-395-9803 now.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Welcome back. We're talking about the week in Washington, and joining us for more is State Representative Joe Gruters, the chairman of the Sarasota County Republican Party, former State Representative Keith Fitzgerald, Zach Anderson, political editor of the Herald Tribune, and Wendy March, political correspondent for the Tampa Bay Times. We had some bizarre exchanges this week between President Trump and Republican members of the U.S. Senate, which kind of led President Trump to say this.
You know, people don't understand. I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. I'm a very intelligent person. The fact is, I really believe the press creates a different image of Donald Trump than the real person.
I don't think I've ever seen a president stand at the south lawn of the White House and have to proclaim how intelligent he is. But you put that in context to the ongoing battle between him and Republican Senators Corker and Flake and McCain and Joe. What's your reaction?
Well, for the most part, we do have a unified party. We have some stragglers out there, but who are these guys, Flake, McCain, Corker, to say that the voters in the primary were wrong, that the voters in the general election were wrong? We elected, as a party, we elected him to be our nominee, with everything that he campaigned on, to be our nominee and then to be our president. I think they're making a mistake, but I think that they're doing the right thing by exiting the stage so we can get good conservatives in there so we can help pass Trump's agenda. Because at the end of the day, we can't have obstructionists in our own party preventing us from moving our agenda forward.
The interesting thing, Alan, was that question wasn't actually about his intelligence. He was kind of deflecting there. It was actually about his civility, and the criticism from Flake and Corker and others has been that he is his temperament, and that he is uncivil, and that he's difficult to work with, and that he says things that maybe people think sort of downgrade the office of the presidency. And it's maybe Trump's biggest asset in some ways. His supporters really like that he sort of is pugnacious and says things that people don't typically hear, and it's also his biggest criticism. And it'll be very interesting to see how it affects the campaign season going into 2018, because I think there's a lot of people that in the party, the Republican Party, that are worried that it could drag down some Republicans if they're too closely affiliated with some of the controversial things he says.
Wendy, all this comes in the context of a new poll that came out this week from the University of North Florida that said the president's popularity in Florida is down to 37%. What does that say to you? And if it's 37% statewide, what does that mean in terms of, let's say, from Sarasota to Tampa?
Well, I think what it means, that particular drop, by the way, it reflects, it's almost exactly in parallel with a national drop. Fox News just had a poll come out that had very similar results, and it's a significant drop there in that poll as well. But I think, to begin with, Trump has taken some hits recently on Irma, on his fight with Frederica Wilson over the death of the black soldier, the soldiers in Niger. I think it reflects some of that, but I have to say I think it also shows that maybe the Trump base is not as invincible as everyone says it is. The Fox News poll, for example, showed a major drop in support for Trump among non-college educated white men. That's the heart of his base.
Keith, I got to ask you, where are the Democrats? Because, I always mention this, that David Jolly, the former Republican congressman, was on this show a while back and saying that this is the perfect opportunity for Democrats to come up and show the American people, if they want to win back those middle-class voters, their plan, whether it's for tax reform or stimulating the economy. And I hear nothing pretty much but silence.
Well, there's not silence. It's that the president is so very good at sucking all the air out of the room that what Democrats and many Republicans are saying doesn't get covered. And if you look at races that are not considered generally competitive in the United States House of Representatives, Democrats have raised 5 times more money than they had in the last cycle. So they're getting ready for a big campaign. But let me just say, back to the context of this, I think it's a crisis of legitimacy in our whole system. There is no question that President Trump has diminished his office. The presidency is a special office. It has the unique job of pulling people together. All he does is divide and divide and divide and divide. And he has more or less left the whole legislative process up to the legislature, which, because of the divisions he's caused within his own party, can't get anything done. So this is a real crisis.
It's probably worth pointing out, though, that Flake and Corker are outliers. You know, there's not a lot of rank-and-file Republicans that are criticizing the president. You don't hear a lot of people who are running for re-election criticizing the president. He still does have pretty significant support among Republicans.
But if you look back to the last several presidents, you have not heard other Democrats go after Barack Obama like that, or other Republicans go after George W. Bush.
Well, it was interesting. I actually heard a podcast today where FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was going after some conservative Democrats who were against the New Deal. So it's not unprecedented to have the president feuding with senators in his own party.
That was a very different situation historically. It's not a good analogy, really.
Trump is trying to drain the swamp. He's different from everybody else up there in terms of he's not a career politician. He's trying to change the way things operate. And listen, some people that have made their entire career and their entire lives has been in the swamp, they don't want to change the way things work.
And I have another question, but at what point do you have to get past the line trying to drain the swamp and then showing some kind of results?
Well, there you go. It's results. And the problem for us is the economy, the market's up 25% since he's been elected. GDP is up. A lot of things are going well overall. But at the end of the day, once we get rid of some of these obstructionists from the Senate and we can replace them with good conservatives, we will get that agenda moving forward.
You've got to listen to what Joe's saying, because it's important. What he's saying is he wants to narrow the Republican Party to a smaller and smaller group. That 35% that seems to be right with Trump, maybe 75% of the Republican Party, is less than what Republicans had in the last election, and that is a path to a big, big loss.
What I want people to do, if you voted for repealing Obamacare before Trump was elected, and you switch your vote now that it's conveniently able to do so after, that's a problem. People have to stick with what they campaigned on, and these senators that have obstructed President Trump are basically telling the entire country and the entire Republican Party that you made a mistake with electing him.
One more question. A tweet from the President of the United States. It is now commonly agreed that after many months of costly looking, there was no collusion between Russia and Trump. Was collusion with Hillary Clinton, HC. I'm sorry, Joe, I must have missed Special Counsel Mueller's news conference.
Well, listen, everybody knows that, well, we're waiting to see what happens with the special counsel, but at the end of the day, you can just tell that this Russian dossier or whatever that came out was funded by the Clinton campaign. The uranium deal that they're now investigating with Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. Listen, Russia is all over Hillary Clinton. The fact that the mainstream media wants to say that a couple $100,000 or tens of thousands of dollars of Facebook ads in states that didn't matter after the election actually impacted the race is absolutely crazy. This has been a complete attack on Trump to try to undermine his presidency. We're going to get past this, and Trump will do great things.
Again, if I'm thinking strictly as a partisan Democrat, I love that speech. As far as the dossier is concerned, let's understand the dossier had nothing to do with the launching of the investigation, and it has not played a substantial role in the shaping of the investigation. Not only that, every piece of evidence in it that's material to the questions has been corroborated by independent research on the part of the prosecutors. So that's just a red herring, and this uranium stuff is like some kind of crazy internet thing.
So when they asked the two political reporters this question, at some point, one way or the other, we're going to have the results of the Mueller investigation. Before or after the midterms, what kind of potential impact could there be if we think that things are pretty upended at this point?
Well, I guess the first thing I'd say about that is you have to go, it's easy to forget how far you have to go, what the huge burden of proof that's necessary to unseat a president. In other words, to threaten Trump's position in office, the findings of Mueller's investigation would have to be pretty dramatic. Think back to Watergate.
Right.
It's more likely that what he finds will be more along the lines of more drips of water eroding away the rock.
All right. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be back for final thoughts in just a moment.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because It saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
We're still in hurricane season. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
And our guest joining us right now for final thoughts. Zach, the president this week announced a national health emergency to fight the opioid crisis in this country. We are the epicenter of the opioid crisis here in Florida, but I've heard reported that he did not declare a national emergency, which would have basically opened the doors to a lot of different kinds of federal funding. Health emergency is somewhat less, and it would tap into a bank account that at this point is close to zero. So what will that really mean here on the Suncoast?
Well, as you said, we are the epicenter, not just in Florida, but here in Sarasota and Manatee counties. There's some of the highest overdose rates from opioids in the entire state. It's a huge problem, and I think it's important that the president made this declaration. He's bringing more attention to the issue. It makes it easier for everybody to come together to try to find solutions to this problem. But you're right, it didn't go as far as a lot of people would like. You know, the big issue at this point is probably funding to get money for addiction treatment services and things like that that have been underfunded. The state legislature is moving towards providing some additional funding. I'm sure they would have been happy if there was some federal funding as well.
And Joe, I know that the state legislature has been moving towards funding, but I heard New Jersey Governor Chris Christie on TV this morning saying that the real need is to get the federal funding that will go towards Medicaid, so a lot of these very poor opioid addicts can get beds and facilities, and right now that is not happening.
Well, the great thing about Florida is we have our great governor, Rick Scott, who has a close relationship with the president, and I think he's going to continue to work on that issue. And I know the governor has laid out a 5-point plan that will hopefully be funded with at least $50 million. This week, in collaboration with some of the substance abuse groups here in Sarasota, and I also have the endorsement of both Manatee and Sarasota Sheriff, I presented a bill to the House that basically, the 5-point plan, what most plans are talking about, what most bills address is the solution after you've already had it. My bill is about prevention. It's going back into the schools almost with a new DARE program and the 5th grade, 15-week curriculum. Prevention is needed, and it's not being talked about nearly enough.
The one thing that the president said yesterday, it kind of harpens back to Nancy Reagan's just say no. He seems to be saying if you just talk to your children and tell them to stay off drugs, that is a solution.
Well, listen, if there's any issue that we should try not to be partisan about, this is it. The dimensions of this crisis are staggering. There were about the same number of people who died from opiate overdoses last year as Americans died in the entire Vietnam War. This is a stunning crisis. So I don't want any bickering on it, but it does absolutely need dollars. Prevention is a part of it. We're never going to get out of this by arresting people. We need all kinds of stuff. It's got to be a broad spectrum approach. We need better science on how these addictions actually operate. So brain science is important. We need a full spectrum approach to this.
Wendy, I'll give you the last word. We talk about the opioid crisis all the time, almost daily on this broadcast and all others. But in terms of what people are concerned about, in terms of voters, do they vote on an issue like this?
Well, I was just going to say, and this is my thought on this, in spite of what Keith said, in spite of the truth of what he said, I don't see this as an issue that's generating that much heat among the voting public. And I think one reason is it does not involve the things that have made drug addiction such a hot issue in the past for Nancy Reagan. It does not involve, for the most part, African Americans who are subject to racism. It's spread equally among the races. It does not involve crime, cross-border transportation of narcotics or money, the kinds of things that tend to grab voters. Okay. And I think that's the reason it's not getting the kind of attention that he rightly pointed out it deserves.
We'll have to leave it at there. And FYI, you can watch past discussions on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. And just a reminder, if you want to stay up to date on the latest breaking local news and see alerts on your phone instantly, iPhone and iPad users, you will need to download our new news app. Just go to the App Store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users, just don't worry about anything. You'll get the new version automatically. We want to thank all our guests for being here tonight. Joe Gruters, the chairman of the Sarasota County Republican Party, former state representative Keith Fitzgerald, Zach Anderson, political editor at the Herald Tribune, and Wendy March, the political correspondent for the Tampa Bay Times. When we return, we'll have a final look at your first alert weather. Plus, classified documents from the JFK assassination have been released. What do we know now? Stay with us.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
If you have the ABC7 News app on your iPhone or iPad, the good news is you're getting an upgrade. Android users, you'll get the upgrade automatically. But iOS users, you need to download the new ABC7 News app now before your current app expires.
Lakewood Ranch's Main Street holding its annual Boo Fest tonight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who is live at the Boo Fest in Lakewood Ranch with more. Bob.
Hello, Alan. How are you? I'll tell you what, we are here at the Boo Fest. This is the costume contest. H-A-R-R-I-G-A-N spells Harrigan. That's the leprechaun in me talking. Look at all these great kids dressed up for this great night tonight at Boo Fest at Lakewood Ranch 2017. And I'll tell you, this place is packed. It's been a beautiful night right now. Got a lot of witches and got a lot, look at that skeleton. You're a skeleton. That's a great makeup job right there. What's your name?
Carmen.
You look great, Carmen. You having a good time here tonight? All right, all these kids are. Look at that beautiful dress. I love the heart. That looks great. It looks like a ballerina dress. Lucille Ball. I love Lucille Ball. So watch it all the time. Well, the weather's great, isn't it?
It is.
Good night tonight. Grabs, I'll tell you what, we are looking at the KC Key webcam. A beautiful night tonight, and it looks as though we will continue to see gorgeous weather overnight. No threat of any rainfall. This goes until 9 o'clock tonight. It's been going on since 6. This place has been packed, let me tell you. As far as temperatures go, it's nice and comfortable. Not as cool tonight as it has been over the past couple of nights. Temperatures up and down the coast generally into the, again, upper 60s to low 70s. And we are expecting a little bit of an increase in moisture throughout the overnight. And it looks as though the water temperature is really cooling down too, 76. Dew points are a little higher than they have been into the mid-50s at this point. And that's what our lows will be, generally into the upper 50s to low 60s across the region. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, we are anticipating a good chance for showers and storms late tomorrow afternoon and evening, so it looks okay for the big walk tomorrow. And that big walk will be taking place at Benderson Park again, and you can see windy weather on Monday, cooler for Tuesday. So again, things looking pretty good with my friend here, huh? Have a great night. Alan will be right back with headlines right after this. Stick around.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline to see if you can get the extra benefits you deserve. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is now accepting calls. You may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't miss the annual election period deadline for Medicare Advantage. Call now. Call 800-711-7200. That's 800-711-7200.
Checking primetime headlines, we begin with the thousands of newly declassified documents on the assassination of JFK. The National Archives releasing around 2,800 previously classified or redacted documents, but others were blocked by President Trump at the last moment. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with the latest.
For more than 50 years, historians, conspiracy theorists, and the American public have had questions about exactly what happened in Dealey Plaza on November 22, 1963.
President Kennedy has been shot in Dallas, Texas.
And then 2 days later, assassin Lee Harvey Oswald was killed while in police custody.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot.
The troves of classified documents kept fueling speculation about the assassination. Today, nearly 3,000 of those documents are now seeing the light. One memo from 1964 says investigators looked into claims Oswald was an FBI informant. They determined he was not. Another memo shows a 1975 deposition of former CIA Director Richard Helms. He was asked about charges that the CIA was involved and if there was information that shows, quote, Oswald was in some way a CIA agent. The document then cuts off. But the biggest secret so far may remain a mystery. President Trump deciding at the last moment to keep classified some documents deemed a danger to national security. The CIA saying in part they needed to protect information, including the names of current and former CIA officers and specific intelligence methods that remain viable to protecting the nation today. The president tweeting now, JFK files are being carefully released. In the end, there will be great transparency. It's my hope to get just about everything to public.
Another CIA document talks about a call that was received by the Cambridge News in England just 25 minutes before Kennedy was shot and foreshadowed some big information to come out of the United States. They believe that that call came from a Soviet agent that was British-born who just 2 months earlier had met with Oswald, and the paper says they have no record of that call. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
The brother of the Las Vegas shooter Stephen Paddock was in court Friday answering to child pornography charges. Bruce Paddock was arrested Wednesday in Los Angeles. He is charged with possession of more than 600 images of child pornography and 19 counts of sexual exploitation of a child. He pleaded not guilty to the felony charges. Getting your hands on the new iPhone 10 will be tough for now. Pre-orders for the smartphone open just after midnight, a week ahead of the November 3rd launch. But the initial supply sold out in just a few minutes. That means most people won't be able to get the iPhone 10 on November 3rd. Starting price for the latest and greatest Apple has to offer, $999. Former President George W. Bush will throw out the first pitch for Game 5 of the World Series on Sunday. He will be joined by his father, former President George H.W. Bush, who will call play ball to the start of the game. Earlier this week, the elder Bush apologized after an actress accused him of inappropriately touching her while telling an off-color joke. The Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers are tied 1 game apiece. World Series Game 3 starts in Houston at 8:20 tonight. And that's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Cohn. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.